Then they may ask you, this is a LEED new construction, LEED home, or a LEED neighborhood, everything. So 2 questions, sure, you may have a 3 also. To define which rating system. Why? Because who will select the my project is following under which rating system? It is the project team should select the rating system based on the explanation given. In that, you have to justify why you are calling it as a new construction, why you are calling it as a home. That way you have to justify, then you have to choose that one, you submit the document accordingly. If there is a mixed use building, because sometimes you may have a mixed use, until 5 floor there will be a commercial, then after that there will be a residential. So if there is a mixed use of building, then you have to use 60-40 rule, right? That means 60% is the building area follows under which rating system. You have to go for that rating system. When more than one LEED rating system applicable, the project team should decide independently which rating system to be used based on 40-60 rule. 60% of project building or space is appropriate to which system that has to be selected. Right, so if it is a mixed use type of building, you have to use a 60-40 rule. Then 60% of the building space followed or which type of rating system that has to be go for selecting that rating system, that has to be justified in your document and submitted. Multiple certification is for possible. For core and shell, you can do the IDC, or even new construction, you can go for operation maintenance. No, so there are multiple certification also possible. So these are called LEED rating system, right? So new construction, core and shell, home, retail, neighborhood, interior, all are different LEED rating system. Now it's a structure. What is a LEED rating system structure? The structure of our rating system, whether it is a new construction or a home or whatever the rating system, it consists of 3 main things, right? Minimum program requirement, pre-request, credit. Minimum program requirement, I would say MPR, right? This is called eligibility. Which are the project is eligible to apply the LEED certification? That's called a minimum program requirement. Once I'm eligible to apply that particular project, can be registered and under LEED, then there are prerequisites. You have to follow by each category. You have to follow certain. You must meet that prerequisite criteria. Then above the prerequisite, if you do something better, that will be under credit. Right? So in condition to achieve certification, you have to meet the minimum program requirement and the prerequisites of each category. Then you go with your earn the minimum credit for certification. Focus for maximize your credit points. What are the minimum program requirement? Why it is necessary, right? This is to provide guidance what type of project are eligible for LEED certification, and also to provide an enhanced project integrity to reduce the issues and challenges from any certification process. What are the minimum program requirement? Must comply with all the respective country environmental law. It should be a permanent building, right? It should be a permanent building, no caravan or mobile shelter. It is not eligible. Must be a reasonable side boundary. Must comply with the minimum floor area requirement. Must comply with the minimum occupancy rates. And then must commit to share your building and energy water usage date. Must comply with your building area to site area ratio. Let's see the minimum eligibility. That means minimum program requirement. Comply with the country environmental law, zoning requirement. New construction must comply with all the federal, state, local environmental laws. The second thing, must be a permanent building. Design, construct, and operate on a permanent location on already existing land. No moving is allowed. That's a must be a permanent building. Then the reasonable side boundary. You can see here that this is your side boundary and this is your LEED project boundary. So you have in your site map, you have to define clearly what is your side boundary, what is your LEED project boundary. It is good if you can have both are same. Side boundary and my LEED project boundary same. That is good. But some cases you may have a side boundary different and project boundary is different. Possible because you may have some other building that you don't want to do it a LEED certification. How you do it in the future, right? So then you can really mark it separately. What is the side boundary and which is your project boundary? Then justify the reason why you are not your side boundary and the project boundaries are different. right? That you have to submit that reason with the photographs and everything, because they want to check whether is there any gerrymandering is done. That is called here gerrymandering. If it is there, it is not acceptable, they will reject your application. What is a gerrymandering? That means you omit or add some portion of land in order to gain the points or meet the minimum program requirement. There are some reason you either you remove or you add some portion of land, that is called gerrymandering. The gerrymandering is not allowed. So when you submit your site boundary and project boundary, they will verify it whether is there any gerrymandering you did it, right? If it is there is gerrymandering, that means without reason and a valid reason you omit some portion of land, or maybe there may be some pond will be there, or sometimes there is a dump area will be there, so you just omit that land, then just focus on the other part of the land. No, that is not acceptable. So you should make it or the side boundary clear, and it has to be meet all the basic things, then you can reduce your project boundary. So that justification you have to submit. So that's a third minimum program requirement. So LEED project must include all contiguous land in campus scenario, define a proper project boundary. Include any land for the purpose of undertaking LEED project in the LEED project boundary, that is called gerrymandering. Gerrymandering means increase and decrease the project land or area in order to earn MPR or more credit points. The gerrymandering is not allowed. Must comply with the minimum floor area, FAR, right? Floor area requirement. So must all these new construction, core and shell, school, any type of project other than the commercial interior, it must have at least 1,000 square feet of grass floor area or 2% of site area, whichever is higher. 2% of site area or 1,000 square feet, whichever is higher. If it is a commercial interior, minimum you need a 250 square feet. This is your minimum floor area requirement. 1,000 square feet or 2% of your site area, whichever is higher. For commercial interior, it is a 250 square feet of grass floor area. Then the occupancy rate. Right? Occupancy rate generally 1 FTE they call, right? Whatever the new, whatever the either project wise, the new construction or core and shell or school, everything, it should serve for 1 FTE. FTE means full time equivalent. And full time equivalent means 8 hours per day. That's called a 1 FTE. For one person, it's a 8 FTE, full time equivalent. 8 hours per day means it's a 1 FTE, right? So it's not 8 FTE. 8 hours per day is a 1 FTE. So at least you should serve the building, the project you should serve for 1 FTE. That's a minimum occupancy rate. But this occupancy rate requirement will be for operation maintenance, right? In that operation maintenance, you should have a 12-month, the building should be in operation for 12 months. And then during the 12 months, it should serve the 60% of the capacity. It should serve it should be in operation, right? So that's then only you can go for an existing building operation maintenance certification. So that's all for your no, you have so far we see environmental law should be a permanent building. Then you have a gerrymandering, define your site boundary and project boundary clearly. The gerrymandering is not allowed. Gerrymandering is adding, removing or adding some portion of land not to gain the MPR or credit or pre-request. That is not acceptable. Then you define your site area, right? Minimum floor area requirement is 1,000 square feet or 2% of the site area, whichever is higher. For commercial interior means it must be at least 250 square feet. Then you go with your minimum occupancy rate. Generally is for existing building. It should be in operation for 12 months prior to the certification. And then it should be in operating for 60% of capacity to serve the current occupants. Then all other projects, you should serve at least 1 FTE. 1 FTE means 8 hours, 1 person, 8 hours per day. So in this rating system, I said about 2 to 3 questions. Same way you have this what do you call about the minimum program requirement, right? That also will have a 1 question. So they give us some scenario whether this project is eligible to go for a certification, or they may tell you if there is a project, if there is some toxic land or dump area is there, so then they omit that land. Is it acceptable? What is this called? You know, that kind of question. And then the minimum floor area normally that 1,000 square feet for other project, 250 square feet for commercial interior. So that kind of questions also possible. So what do you call about this MPR? You will have like 2 questions, maximum 2 questions. So then, I have a minimum program eligibility is there. Then we go for a system, right? Anatomy of the system. We should each category. There are 7 category we saw. We will see that also. Prerequisite and credit. LEED rating system. 100 is your basic credit. 6 is your innovation credit. 4 is regional priority credit. Innovation 6 points and RPC 4 points. Then total 110 points. 100 is a base credit. So you should go for a base credit out of 100. You should choose 40 to 49 is certified, 50 to 59 silver, 60 to 79 is a gold, 80% is a platinum. So the innovation credit and regional priority, even innovation credit you can include it, but the 4 point regional priority credit, it is called bonus point. That means you should at least first you should have it from the base credit only 40 to 49 points. The certificate level you should have completed. So then the innovation and regional priority, you can use it to upgrade your certification level, right? For that, you can use it. For home, you have a 125 base credit, right? 11 point for your innovation credit. So you'll have generally in this question, certified level, silver level, gold, platinum, that type of question is possible. One. Then the categories. There are 8 categories, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Location and transportation, sustainable site, water efficiency, energy and atmosphere, material resource, indoor environmental quality, innovation and design, and regional priority. These are 8 categories. Under each category, there are prerequisites. That means you have to meet, you must meet. This, as I told you, the water efficiency. The one of the prerequisites 20% indoor water saving. So you must meet 20% water saving, right? If you are doing more than, if you are saving more than 20% indoor water, then you will get a credit. Every 5% save from your 20%, like means 25 means you have one, you will get 1 point. 30 means you will get a 2 point. 35 means 3 point. 40 means 4 points. 45 means 5 points, right? Then above each 5% saving, you will have additional 1 point that will be under credit. That's called a prerequisite and credit. So what we are going to see from the next class onwards, we are going to see each category: location, transportation, sustainable site. That way we go with the what are the prerequisites, what are the strategy to meet that prerequisite and credit. Then similarly we continue all other categories. There are additional categories for home and neighborhood. For home, you have a location and linkage. Additional 2 categories. Apart from 8, you have 2 more categories for home: location and linkages, awareness and education. That's for categories for home. And categories for neighborhood, you have a smart location and linkage. Additional categories for neighborhood, 3 additional categories: neighborhood pattern and design, green infrastructure and design. So you will have a 1 question in this. Maybe they'll tell you one of the categories is not applicable to some other LEED new construction. So they may give you this one, right? So that means these are 5 categories: 2 for additional for home, 3 for neighborhood only. Right. So now you know what is your project, what rating system it is going to be. So you have a proper document to justify whether your project is a LEED new construction or core and shell or school or healthcare. You have a clear justification and documented. Then you think about your whether my project is eligible for project for LEED certification or not. That you follow as per minimum program requirement. Once you know the minimum program requirement all met, then you go for a project, right? Assuming you are administrative person for LEED certification, the first thing what you will do, you do the LEED chart meeting. Right? The lead charrette meeting, this is nothing but IPD team meeting. We said, no, you're forming IPD team. That IPD team you should meet. That's what I first class we shared. Right? The same thing. It's type of workshop where participants combine brainstorming, discussion, and strategy development to create shared vision, goal, and plan for the next step of a project. So that could be who are all should be the participant, owner, architect, engineer, contractor, consultant, everything. So the outcome of the charrette should include the final draft of lead scorecard. So the charrette meeting, the outcome, it has to be record. No, normally it will discuss as the part of lead scorecard. The lead scorecard is something Excel sheet for that particular rating system. If I say new construction, so then you go to the lead online. When you print out lead scorecard, it will give you all the credit. Then you have a 3 columns there. The lead scorecard, you may have a 3 column, yes, maybe, no. So you can select which one. So there are all the credit points and prerequisites there. Yes, what are things we can meet? You tick it as a yes, probably we can try that. You make it as a maybe. So then if it is unable to possible, so for example, you said about regional material, for example, it is not possible, or rapidly renewable material, it is not possible, so then you can make it no. So same way you can prepare your initial draft of how many points or what certification level we can focus. So that is a preliminary rating system you can get from this lead scorecard. So that lead scorecard also you can print out and discuss in the charrette meeting. So all the meeting minutes, the charrette meeting minutes, that means the IPD meeting minutes should be documented, then it has to be filed and it has to be uploaded. You will get a point again. So this is a lead scorecard. It is a list of all credit for a specific rating system and help the team to track which one are ideal for the project to attempt. The typical scorecard has a yes, maybe, no column. Once it is completed, preliminary rating or targeted lead certification is known. Where you can download this Excel sheet, www.ugbc.org. In that you go to lead scorecard, select your rating system, you print out that Excel sheet. Right. So for any question about your rating system, justifying your rating system and minimum program requirement and the categories, then we saw about our scorecard, a charrette meeting and scorecard. Any question?
Yeah, can you just explain again what is FTE?
FTE is a full-time equivalent, right? For if it is office building, we say 8 hours per day. For one person, it's 8 hours per day, right? That means it's a 1 FTE. If you are working 10 people, that means you may have a 8 FTE. Sorry, 10 people mean 10 FTE. 8 hours per day, which is one person, 8 hours per day, that means it become 1 FTE. If it is a 10 people, that means it's a 80 hours per day, that become it is a 10 into 80. Yeah, then it become a 10 FTEs. So that's called a full-time equivalent. For resident, there is no FTE because resident will be 24 hours will be there in that building. So then there is no FTE. FTE will be applicable to only those schools, office building and everything. Wherever you have even healthcare also, you can use it FTE to calculate, but because healthcare you may have 24/7, there will be people. So you can't count it as a FTE there. Healthcare means I'm only talking about the hospitals. Other than the store, warehouse, and all, yeah, you can take it as a 8 FTE. 1 FTE means 8 hours per day. Any more question?
We can download lead scorecard from which site?
www.ugbc.org.
Okay.
So in that Excel sheet, you have if you have to select the lead scorecard, then it will show you what are the rating system. So whether it is you have to select your project, whether it is a new construction or home or retail or healthcare. If you select that one, then it will give you the all categories and their respective credit in one Excel sheet with a column. Now you can see yes, maybe, no column. So you can under each category, each credit you can tick it whether it is possible, yes, If it is not possible, you tick no. So that way you can roughly estimate how many points you can know, you can get it. Or maybe you can try, we need to do better, then you can add up some other extra effort. So maybe we can try this kind of credit points to get it. So that way you can set a target for the team. Good.
Okay.
Any more question? Right. So now I have a team already formed, and then we know what is my project. We know what lead rating system is applicable, what guide we are going to use, whether the minimum program requirement we tested, then what are the categories we have tested, the load, the chart meeting done, then we know the estimated point, then the scorecard we have print out already. Then we go for a project registration under the UAGBC website. Actually, it's not UAGBC website, it is a gbca.org, right? Green Building Certification Institute, where all the project get certified, and also the individual that lead AP exam, no, the credential also you have to register under GBCA. So all the project registration should be registered at gbci.org. These are the registration fees. But you can, in the registration fees, the latest all, you can check it in the website, what is the registration fee. But the registration fee, the certification fee, that all will not be in your question. The amount wise, they won't ask you the question. Okay. So these are the registration fees. Once you register the fee, then you'll get access to the that particular, you have to enter. Once you register, means you have to enter your company name, your address, you know, everything you have to enter. Then you have to assign a people also. So that is called, you create ID, then you register that, then who is going to be the administrator for that particular project. So once you pay the fees, it will ask you to enter the administrator. At the time of project registration, the team will need to identify the lead project administrator, who has the responsibility of setting up the project team member, enter the team member assignment for credit. That means each credit, who is the responsible. You can assign a people. For example, I would say energy and atmosphere, you can assign electrical engineer. If it is in material, right, material resource, you can assign some good procurement officer or procurement engineer. So you can assign. So the same way you can assign the team for each particular credit wise also. You can, not the category, credit wise also you can assign it. Then the submitting the application for review. So he is the one going to submit the application. So project, this is the project administrator responsibility. The project administrator does not have to be a lead AP. So here the UAGBC not setting as a condition, the lead AP should be the project administrator. So they're telling it is not necessary. But if you, if the company was set up, no, they put lead AP as administrator, that you can't avoid it, because normally practically the company prefer the lead AP to be the project administrator, because they know the system, they know the requirement, so they know the document, how it has to be prepared, everything. So practically the company prefers the senior certified lead AP person as a project administrator, because they are the one handling all the lead online tool. They submit all the documents, they assign the team member, they are the one communicate with the lead technical group. So in that case, project administrator should be certified lead AP, right? This is practically happen, but UAGBC not setting as a criteria. All the team members are responsible for the documentation of that particular credit they have been assigned. So if the project administrator is assigned for that particular credit, team member is assigned, then he or she is responsible for all the documentation of that particular credit, and then they can submit their own all the, but that has to be reviewed by the administrator before submit, then it will be submitted. So project team and administrator should collect the information need for submittals. All the lead online tool, you can use it for the credit template and submittals. Each rating system has its own set of form, that is called the lead submittal. It has to be in a downloaded in a PDF form. It should be completed and uploaded in a lead online. Right, so the particular credit necessary, the information, that's called a credit submittal. There is a form there, you have to fill up that form, what credit it is, what you have done and everything, attach it with the respective document, then you submit it. That's called lead submittal form. That also you can download. from your website, and it has to be fill it up. Lead online website, then you have to fill it up, then upload it in the link. What is lead online? Once you registered your project, the registration fees is done, then you will give access lead online tool. It's a tool to communicate between your customer and that your GBC team. So in the lead online, you can select what rating system and everything, your project, your company details and everything you can enter it. That's called lead online tool. Now, once you have submitted all your rating system and your submittals, go for a certification fees. So certification fees is not after paying about certification fees, then only the submittal review can be done, because certification fees means you'll have a review, right? They will review design review, construction review, or you have a combined review. So all these things with the, even though you submit all the your document, it won't be reviewed until you pay the fees. But the payment of the fees is the whether it is how many percentage partially and all, that may vary, that you can discuss with them directly. Then they will tell you, oh, no, whether they, when they are going to do the design review or construction review or both review and everything. See, this is a registration fees for project. But the registration fees, sorry, certification fees, the only thing you don't need to remember the cost wise. Remember, the certification fees vary with the area, square feet, right? If it is 50,000 to 500,000, then more than 500,000 and less than 500,000 square feet. So there is a different charge by area of that building or the project. And then you have appeal here, $500 for each design review or concession review appeal. Appeal means, let's say if they're rejected, right? That particular thing you credit, you have submitted everything. If they're rejected, you appeal it again, right? Then you have to pay the fees. That's the extra additional charge. That's called 500 for appeal. So you don't need to remember the all the certification fees. Remember, the certification fees may vary with the area. 50,000 to 500,000, above 500,000 square feet. There's a 3 different category certification fees, and then each appeal you have to pay 500. So here, multiple certification is possible. Recertification fees is also there, right? The last one is called CIR, credit interpretation requests or ruling. That I will talk about. It's a $220. What is CIR? We will see that later. So this is a lead online tool. Once you registered, you get a lead online tool. Then you can start submitting your submittals or form for the credit submittals. Then you pay the certification, whether you want only the design review or whether you want to do the construction review also. Accordingly, pay the fees. Then they started to review. Then they will say, yes, it is accepted. No, it is not accepted. That type of response will be there. The lead online. What is the lead online? After project registration, the administrator will have access to the lead online. The administrator will give access to other team member by assigning them to various credits. So he will assign other team member to the various credit points. Lead online is a respiratory for all project information. These tools allows the team member, lead online tool, you can use it to submit all your document, upload your credit template or submittals, right? And view and submit CIR. CIR means credit interpretation request. We will talk about what is CIR. Okay, each CIR also you can fill it up and you can submit through lead online, and then contact customer service, view and respond to the reviewer comment. So what is a reviewer? What is his opinion or comment? That also you can review. This is the purpose of having a lead online tool. So lead online is a communication tool to upload the document and then get it approved and get it the points have been awarded in that lead online. If any doubt like CIR, you can fill it up and you can submit it to upload it to the lead online tool. So that's a tool to between your GBC team, technical team, and yourself. So template used for documenting and compliance with the credit through lead online. That's called submittals. It's a PDF file, can be downloaded from lead online. So it should be signed by declarant. Each member can sign the credit template. Each team member has access to that credit template. completes and provide documentations, project administrator, he will review and submit only. So once you submitted your credit template for each credit, respective credit, the status will be anticipated, clarified, achieved, denied. Anticipated means they have anticipated, most likely it will be awarded. We agree whatever you are doing it. So, but now the point is not awarded, they keep it in a reserve, right? Maybe they want to check it later. For example, pollution control, controlling the pollution during your execution of projects, construction. When construction is going on, how you control the pollution. So there is a procedure is there to document and all. So that kind of credit and all, they will hold it. They will wait until it is complete. They anticipate your procedure on your document, everything, but they don't award it now. They keep it in the reserve. That's called anticipate. Clarify means they need some more information. So that you have to submit additional information what they are asking for. Achieved means they were awarding about the particular points. How many points? You say 20% water, 30% water saving. You have claimed for 2 points. You submit all your calculations. Then they verify it. They will award. For example, I'm telling. Denied means the reject. So each denied one you can appeal it again. So each appeal you have to go for a $500 payment. That's a lead online. You will get the status. Some in between somebody asked some question, is it? I hear some voice. No? Right. So now, any questions so far? We have seen about these until certification, lead registration. This is a registration fees. Then project administrator, then the responsibility of project administrator, then the lead online tool. Then you got a submit credit submit in a PDF file or credit template in a PDF file. Okay, certification fees they're talking about here. The project that achieve platinum certificate will receive a rebate on all certification fees. But however, the registration fees, appeal fees, or any additional fees will not be refunded. If your project is certified as a platinum, then the certification fees will rebate. They will maybe some portion of your certification fees will be returned to you, excluding your appeal or additional fees, registration fees. It's a lead online tool. So these are possible questions. Okay, lead online or where it will be. It's a www.gbca.org. So it's a lead online tool. Right? Then what other thing you can do it? One of the thing you are not you can't get it from lead online. That kind of questions. Then certification fees vary with the area. Then they said about the responsibility of a lead project administrator. These all possible questions. Okay, what is CIR? Credit interpretation request. So if let's say some credit, you have some doubt, if you are following this method, then if you achieve whether it is acceptable by your GBC or not, or you have some doubt to or clarify that particular credit, that's called CIR. You can write CIR, credit interpretation request, but each CIR you have to fill up a form, right? With you have to pay the fees. CIR can be submitted any time after a project is registered. The project team only can go for a CIR, whether it is needed or not. The GBCA will not decide. Then you have to decide any interpretation or any explanation or you need. You have to raise a CIR. There is a CIR form. By each category, there is a button will be there in the lead online tool. Then if you click that CIR, it will open up the some kind of form. There you can see what credit it is. Then you have to type your question, what clarification you want, that you can type. You have to type only. There is no any attachment. We will see that there's no attachment and all you can give it. CIR can only submitted by project team associated with the registered project. Entire CIR process go through, it's done through lead online. Okay. Each CIR you have to pay $220. Right? For each CIR you should address one subject only. For example, if it is a indoor water saving, right? So there is a pre-request, there is a credit also. If you have some doubt related to this specific requirement, whether it is a prerequisite or credit. So you are writing some strategy, whether it will meet or not. So it can be covered prerequisite also, credit also. So you no need to write a credit name, since already is there in that form. When you click that button, then it will show you in that particular credit. So you don't need to write again some point, but over that you cannot use two different specific subject into one credit, one CIR. So each subject or each credit you have to use one CIR. If it is a similar problem, you can use it one CIR. If it is a different problem, you have to use a two CIR. Each CIR, then you have to pay $220. It should not be formatted as a letter. So maximum 600 words. There is no confidential information you should not include. Credit name is not required because it's already there. You can know any attachment. Should not be any attachment.